Welcome to the Richard Stewart Show. My name is Richard Stewart. I'm a former national team player for the Canadian national team who won a silver medal for Canada in the 91 games in Sheffield, England. I also played at St. Joseph's University NCAA Division I in the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Stewart again down the lane, no foul, they let him have it. Richard has 19.
Currently, I own Advanced Basketball Canada, a program that teaches kids how to play basketball from the fundamentals to the more advanced. Two of the notable players that I've trained are Dylan Brooks, who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies.
And Brooks will go and jam it with the right hand off the setup by Moran.
And Ignas Brazdeikis.
Brazdeikis to steal, some contact, and we play on. Brazdeikis,
who plays for the New York Knicks. I also train ladies, and the ladies that are in university and have played in Europe as well. So I have a lot of ladies who have trained and are playing basketball. Welcome to the Richard Stewart Show. My name is Richard Stewart. On this program today, we will have Darren Thomas, Runnymede Redmond High School in Toronto, OBA, Ontario basketball champion, went out west to play basketball university, came back east to play at Guelph University, and just thrilled to have him on the show today. Has his son with him, Terrence, who is at a prep school here in Toronto. Great to have a father and son team on our program, and we're going to do little shows like this with father and sons. Guys I played with, and now their sons are playing basketball. So get ready, let's go. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Great, thanks a lot, Rich. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Trying to keep the mic from falling over here, you know. So tell me something. Terrence, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, son. I'm good. I'm glad that you're doing well. You're at XL Hoops, right?
Yeah.
Those of you in America and parts of Canada that are listening in, XL Hoops is a prep school program. And I've seen a couple of the clips of Terrence, and he seems to be a good basketball player, and is going to be really a force to reckon with in the future. Terrence, tell me something. What made you love basketball, son?
It was the first sport that was ever introduced to me. I'm the best at it currently now. It's the only sport I still play. I just fell in love with playing it.
Wonderful. That's cool. So you found something that you loved, and you practiced a lot, and you got really good at it.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, Terrence. Tell me, Terrence, how old are you now?
14.
You're 14. Wow. When will you be 15?
Next month.
Wow. Okay, so happy birthday to you. You're going to be 15 coming up soon. That's wonderful. Who's your favorite NBA player?
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Look at you. All right. That's cool. That's all right. And tell me, what's your favorite move? What move do you use when you really want to get by a guy, or the clock is running down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're ready to score? You got to score. What's your favorite move, son?
Personally, I don't really have like a favorite move. I work on a lot of moves, so I do any move that comes to my head or whatever I feel like doing.
Okay, you're young, so that's why you have that answer. That's a good answer, all right? That's a good answer. Well, here's what I'm going to explain to you. There's times when every pro player has a go-to move, son. Every pro player has one. And when you get to that level, you have something that's your bread and butter. You get to that spot on the floor, you know you're going to shoot that ball from there. You know it's going to go in 98% of the time. The top level pros have spaces and a go-to move. But that'll come in time. But that's all right. Practice everything and get better. I like that answer. You're on the right track. Tell me, what's your favorite subject in school?
Besides gym, probably maybe geography.
Geography is good. Yeah, that's a good answer. And have you been told how good your dad was when he played?
Yes, I know how good he was. He tells me how good. And he was inducted to the Hall of Fame, and I went there to see it at the Raptors game. And everyone that he meets that played during his time tells me how good he is.
Wow, that's a great experience for you, huh?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, your dad was a great basketball player, a point guard that I played against, and not a lot, but we played against here and there, and just a great basketball player. I respect your dad, and I just think that you have a great foundation there. And I've already said to him, if he ever wanted you to come by to see me for a training session or something, he can always bring you to me because I respect your dad. And those guys from back in the day knew what they were doing. So I'm happy about that. What are your grades like? What kind of grades are you getting now?
Well, the transition from middle school to high school was harder. It was different. But now that I'm used to it, they're going to do it much better now. I'm doing good now.
Good for you. It is a transition for everyone. A transition from grade school to high school schoolwork is different, and it's more difficult. And transition from high school to university is a little bit different as well, because you're independent, you're on your own. Mom and dad are not waking you up, telling you to go brush your teeth or come and have breakfast to study. So in every step you take, Terrence, from here, it's going to be different. But different doesn't mean bad or hard. Different just means you have to adjust real quickly. And so your dad has been through it, and he's a good resource for that. What do you think a good leader is, and what a good leader does? Because you're going to be a great point guard. So tell me, what do you think a good leader does, and what's a good leader?
Someone that leads their team vocally and through their actions on the court. They tell people where to go and how to make the team better so they win more games and just be a better team in general.
That's a good answer, son. That's a good answer. If you've watched Michael Jordan's document The Last Dance, you'll see what he does in practice a little bit. They didn't show you a lot, but I know of what guys do in practice. They push the other guys. They make the other guys better in practice and lead by example. When the star plays great defense, everyone has to play great defense. When the star is serious in practice all the time, everyone else takes his example. That's one way of being a leader. The other way of being a leader, son, is to make sure you go to class. Make sure you do your schoolwork. Don't follow people. Great people don't follow other people. Great people are individuals who go about doing things themselves. So guys want to go out to party, and they're inviting you to say, you know what, I'd rather go shoot at 200, 500, or 1,000 jump shots. Guys want to smoke this or drink that. You say, hey, you know what, man, I got a game tomorrow. I got to practice tonight. I got to practice tomorrow. There's ways to do it to remain cool, because as a young man, you want to stay cool. So there's a lot of things you can do to bypass all the pitfalls that a lot of great basketball players are falling into. But I think you're going to be okay. You have a great dad. And, I thank you for coming on the show, Terrence. Good luck at XL Hoops. And I wish you the best, son.
Yes, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Darren, my man.
Sir.
Hey, sir. How are you?
I'm not bad. How you doing, Rick?
Hey, man, he's almost taller than you, Darren. He's almost taller than you.
I hope he's much taller than me. That's the plan.
A lot of sleep and a lot of milk, they said. If you sleep a lot and drink your milk, you'll grow, right?
Yeah, well, what's going on with this situation? He's getting to sleep like 12-hour days, so this is an opportunity for kids to get their sleep and work on their individual game. They'll never get this opportunity again.
You know what? That is true. Now, this is a reset for everyone. And if you don't take advantage of it, Darren, you'll be left behind. Because the world is changing, the economy is changing, and the way sport is going to be looked at and taken is to be changing. Let me ask you this, my friend, and I'm so happy to have you on. Ladies and gentlemen, in America and Canada, Darren was a great point guard. Back in the day, people never used to come up to Canada to look for players. You know, myself, Rocky Llewellyn, Wayne Yearwood went down to the States, and we did well. And more teams started to come up here. A guy like Darren could have played at a UConn, could have played at Syracuse, could have played at Georgetown. And it is what it is. We paved the way for other players. Darren, when did you first pick up a basketball, my man?
Oh, man, Rich, I didn't start playing ball until about grade 8. Because I was a hockey player when I was younger.
Hockey player.
I was about 8 years old till I was 14.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't start playing the game till late.
You know what, Darren? That's a great point. I think a lot of Americans and some Canadians who were born in the 90s don't understand that. When you're in the late 70s, 80s, you played hockey before you played basketball.
And the way the high school situation was up here back then, there was really no venues. You didn't have to be good until you got to high school. The way it is now, if you waited till grade 8 to pick up a ball, you're way too late.
Oh, yeah.
Different environment back then.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Hey, tell me something. You played for some great coaches in high school, and you've seen some great coaches who try to stop you individually. I mean, I remember myself getting a box in 1, a triangle in 2. Tell me, who was your most influential coach, bud, that helped you, and who did you play against as a tactician coach who tried to thwart you, who gave you the most trouble? Do you remember those two things?
Well, the first one I could say, I've had a lot of inspirational coaches. I'd have to say John Petrashak was the first one, because he was the first one to believe in me.
Yes, right.
You know, a guy at my height, he believed in me a lot and put the ball in my hand. So I'd have to say it was Petroshat. But even when I went to Simon Fraser, Coach Stewart, who recruited me out there, he recruited me for 2 years.
Wow.
So he really believed in me a lot. So I would have to, and I would have even Tim Darling when I went to Guelph afterwards. Like, he put the ball in my hand. His team had won the national championship the year before, and I joined them. And he put the ball in my hand, and he had a lot of belief in me. So I would have to say, those three guys, those three coaches, they had a lot of belief in me. So
and that's important, Darren. I'm glad you're saying this so the young people listening out there will understand that coaches are important. It's not up to you to grab the ball and just go and do everything you want to do and blow off a coach. A great coach, and if you have respect for yourself and your coach, you'll learn a lot. And they'll put you in positions to win, and they'll put you in positions to learn some stuff, because I know you respect Petroshat. Guys like Melnick out there doing their stuff. These guys are helping youngsters get ahead. I talk about John Thompson, who from Georgetown. I talk about John Chaney at Temple University, guys that I interacted with. And these guys gave guys scholarships. These guys were at the end of the bench, didn't play. And these guys end up getting scholarships, got a university education, end up having great jobs, got their mother out of the ghetto, their grandmother in a nice nursing home or at home with them, and just changed their whole family's life. Coaches.
Well,
coaches.
Rich, and even some of these guys, the basketball out there, you got to redefine what success is with basketball.
That's right.
Because everybody thinks success is going and playing pro and this and that. That's all good. But the real success, the real reality for a lot of these guys, your success is going to be getting a good education for a foundation for a job that's going to carry you for the rest of your life or something like that. And
you're right on point.
Talking about that success.
You're right on point, Darren. That's why I ask your son, and I ask kids, what's your major? What's your goal? How are your grades? Those are the things that will take you further than anything else in life. There's only a small percentage of people who make pro. And so you have to be able to be well-rounded. And I know you and your family are doing that for Terrence. I'm not worried about it on that scale. Tell me, did people discount you, Darren? Did they underestimate you because of your height, bud?
Oh, for sure, man. Playing a big man's game like basketball, you see a small guy like me coming in. You don't know what to expect. But, playing hockey really prepared me for all of that stuff. I never saw myself as a small guy playing against bigger guys because I knew I had the tools, the speed, and everything to kind of neutralize things. So, it was always hard. It was always an uphill battle, but I always played with that chip on my shoulder that because I'm smaller, I'm not going to let you get the best of me. So, yeah, it was an uphill battle, but it's something you got to deal with, right?
Yeah, no, you know what? That's true. And I mean, guys like me who are a little bit taller, see a small guy, but you're one of the guys, Marvin Russell. Remember, Marvin played all 5 positions. Marvin Russell, right? Could play center. He could play a 6'9", 6'10" guy. Marvin is shorter than me. Right, Marvin is 6'3", but with incredible ups, and he could nose defensive position and did that stuff. You yourself. I mean, there's a lot of guys who I just respect. Your speed, your strength, your tenacity. I mean, I have to respect the way you played the game. There's some guys who are short and they're like, you know what, I got this. You are one of those guys who are like, okay, we got to be intelligent the way we play you. So yeah, man, I mean, people don't know that from the hockey background in Toronto. And remember, back in the day in Toronto, folks, you played every sport in gym class too. You did wrestling. You had to climb the ladder. Climb the rope to the top of the building. You had the pegboard. We developed muscles and strength back then. Soccer, everything. Man, we even did square dancing. Believe it or not, guys, there was square dancing in gym class back then. So I know what Darren is talking about. Darren, congratulations on the OBA Hall of Fame. How did that feel, man? How did that feel?
It was great. It was a great acknowledgement for my career to be acknowledged on that level. And for me to be able to share it with my son, at the ceremony at the Raptors game, and he came down with me. So it was a really great experience, and what was even better was I got to share it with him.
Oh, that's wonderful. I saw the pictures of that. I was so thrilled when you were nominated and you were on that big stage for that. Proud of you, man. I count you as a friend. I thank you for bringing yourself and your son on my program. And, stay safe. Your family safe, my friend. God bless you. Thank you for being on the program. Darren Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, on the Richard Stewart Show. Thank you, sir. You too.
All right. You take care. You be good.
I thank you for our sponsor. Hey, what is this? Oh, another sugary snack. Get rid of that thing. Hey, no sugary snack for kids. No way that's sullying our program. Our kids, we're feeding them healthy snacks, ladies and gentlemen. So get rid of that thing. Come on now. Where's my producer? Why is he giving me sugary snacks? We're not having it on this program. The Last Dance. Very well done documentary. In my mind, it has solidified Michael Jordan. For those who didn't watch basketball in the 90s, it solidified him as the second best player in basketball. The first best GOAT that I think would be Wilt Chamberlain. And again, all these people play different positions. But a guy like Wilt, right? 45, 48, 50, 55 points, 30, 40 rebounds, 17, 18, 20 block shots. A center. 20 assists. A center. Changed the rules. Couldn't shot block anymore. So all these things that Wilt Chamberlain brought to the table, Michael Jordan then came up and showed his athleticism. But more than that, guys today are athletic, but they don't have the force of will like Michael Jordan did. And that's basically where this program is trying to explain to you. All that stuff is fine, but his willpower, and all these guys who are athletic and can jump and do all that stuff, that's fine. There are guys back there that can do that. Michael Thompson. You're talking about Dominique Wilkins. You're talking about Sean Kemp, Dr. J, Charles Barkley. There's guys who had jumping ability and who were very, 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 very... On today's program, I'll discuss Michael Jordan's documentary, The Last Dance. No. So let's talk about Michael's documentary, The Last Dance. It was well done. It solidified in my mind, as it should in many people's mind, why Michael Jordan is the second best player that ever played basketball. Again, Wilt Chamberlain is the first. Everyone understands that who knows basketball history. Obviously, if you were just born or playing basketball from 1990s on, you don't know what Wilt was like. 45, 50 points easily, 60 points, 100-point game easily, 40, 30, 20 rebound games easily, 27 assists, 20 assists for a center easily, 17, 18 block shots easily. That's Wilt Chamberlain. Michael Jordan was very athletic, but his force of will, his brain power, that is what I love about him. He challenged his teammates in practice so they can become excellent. I see nothing wrong with that. I've done that on the Canadian national team. I've ripped guys at halftime. I've attacked guys in practice so that we can be better and the best that we can be. You don't go to the World Games and beat the Soviet Union like my team did and win a silver medal for Canada by being soft, by wanting people to like you. Now, a lot of people are saying Michael Jordan's this, Michael Jordan's that. Michael Jordan's a winner. I'd rather play with him than anybody else in this league today. LeBron James is a winner. He's a good basketball player. His force of will is not as strong as Michael Jordan's. So I put him somewhere near 5th or 6th. You have Wilt, you have Jordan. Okay, those two guys are at the top. Look at a guy like Larry Bird. Wasn't exactly the highest jumping guy, the fastest guy, but you know what he had? A lot of intelligence and desire and skill. There's guys in the league that are not jumping over the rim in the history of this league, Pistol Pete, who have dominated this league. So don't get it all, screwy that just because guys today are super athletic and this and that, they're great basketball players. Heck no. If you can jump, I'm going to fake you. I'm going to do some things to foul you out of the game. If you're a left-hander, I'm going to force you to the right. I'm going to put my foot outside your foot. And when you're ready to shoot your jump shot with your left hand, you're coming right back in my face. So I'm blocking your shot. People don't teach that stuff anymore. I'm trying to tell you that there was an art and a science to basketball. It's lost today because everybody thinks running and jumping and dunking and shooting deep threes was the game. A guy like Michael Jordan shot a lot of mid-range shots. A lot of shots within the three-point line. And destroyed people. Great documentary. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's our program today. Remember, little things turn into big things. Thank you.